to start off with, we are going to start off with powdered milk that I get from the food bank. Okay? And the powdered milk that I get from the food bank, I collect over the year, and then I make my hot cocoa with it during the winter months, during the fall and winter months. And so let me get a spoon out here to hold on, let me get a spoon. All right, this should, let me see. Yeah, it fits in there. And we're going to get in here and I need 2 cups of powdered milk. And so I'm going to measure it out. This is a 2-cup measuring cup. And sometimes the powdered milk gets kind of clumped up, which is fine. It's not ruined, okay? And so you just kind of make it work. Okay, this is not working. So let me get something in there to break it up a little bit. I'm going to use my little spatula here. Okay, we're going to get in here and break it up a little bit. There we go. That's what I needed. I need this to happen first. Okay. That'll work for right now. That's definitely 2 cups worth broken up. All right, so we're gonna get 2 cups of this into here. Okay, there we go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and we're gonna put it through this sieve, okay? Because we don't want this clumps in our final product. And so we're just gonna run it through the sieve like this, okay? And sift it. My hands are clean, by the way. So we just keep moving around in there and it'll break it up. Because we don't want to waste it, all right? We don't want to waste it. It's good. It's just got to be worked through. And I do this every year, by the way. Same way every year. Been using the same sieve for 4 or 5 years. Got it at the Dollar Tree for $1. Way back when it was still $1 at the Dollar Tree. And been doing this for years, making my own hot cocoa. It's much cheaper, plus I'm using up the food pantry food that I get to make something that I enjoy. I'm going to keep going until all of the 2 cups is used up. Okay. There's just, see, and there's just a little few crumbs left. And so this is gonna go into the trash behind you. And we've got 2 cups. The ratio is 2 cups of powdered milk. This is my confectioner sugar that I got from the food bank last year, I believe. And so I used a little bit of it for something else. And so I'm gonna get this out and we're gonna do 2 cups of this. Now, you can add any sweetener that you want, all right, to this. Like if you wanna make it sugar-free, you can add whatever sweetener you want to make it sugar-free. Like you can add, you know, Equal or whatever it is, okay? Whatever sweetener you want. That's a powdered, okay? So that's 2 cups, and we're gonna do the same thing with the sugar, okay? Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We are going to break up the powdered sugar. And then, see, all of that went through the sieve. We didn't have any left over. And then the next step is 1.5 cups of cocoa powder. Okay. And so this happens to be Hershey's cocoa powder that I have right here. And that's what we're going to use. Again, I'm going to use the paddle to kind of break it up and get it in here. Let's see how much that is. I think that's about 1.5 cups. Yes, perfect. 1.5 cups right there. Okay. Now, we're going to put the cocoa powder in there. We're going to do the same thing. And we're going to do the same thing with this, just like we did with the sugar and the powdered milk. Okay. All right, all of that is done. Now, I'm going to take this paddle spoon and we're going to mix all of this together really, really well. Now the recipe calls for a little bit of salt to go into it, but I'm going to be honest with you, I've done it both ways. I've done it with the salt and without the salt, and I prefer it without the salt. And so I don't put it in there. I do not put the salt in there. But I will put in the description the recipe down below before I post this, so you guys have it for this fall and winter, so you can enjoy making your own if you have all the ingredients. And this tastes delicious, and I can tell you that the powder is like going into my mouth right now, okay? It's that fine. The powder is that fine. But this is beautiful hot cocoa mix that will last you through the fall and winter. And I have a jar here that I keep it in. It's not labeled. I will use a chalk marker to label this as hot cocoa mix. And I'm going to make this entire gallon worth of this. So I'm just going to repeat this process over and over again until I get the gallon done. And then I'll put a scoop in there. That's the perfect serving size for this. For myself, you put as much as you want in, but all it takes is hot water now to reconstitute the milk. And that's how you make your own hot cocoa mix. So I'm going to redo this over and over again, and then I'll bring you back when this thing is full. So this is what we got out of 3 rounds of the recipe. So I tripled the recipe. We have this much powdered milk left in here, and we have a whole gallon of hot chocolate plus this much left. And so what I'm going to do is put this hot chocolate on my pantry. I'm going to keep this out, and this is what I'm going to be using up first. This container, I'm going to leave it out over here, and yeah, I'm going to be using it up. You know, have a hot cocoa in the evening, that kind of stuff. So that, my friends, is how you make hot chocolate at home. Much cheaper than buying the packets, and using up food bank food to make something nice for yourself. I used up a lot of the powdered milk. By the way, I have another 2 gallons of this powdered milk in my pantry, okay? At least 2 gallons. And so I'm using it up. So I used up food bank powdered milk. I used up food bank cocoa, because that cocoa came from the food bank. And I used up food bank powdered sugar. And now it's into something that I can put on my shelf and enjoy for the winter.